Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Church News right here where your comments matter. I'm your host, Minister Love, and we have a show for you today. Buckle up, sit down. As you can see, we have a show coming from the YouTube creator called Rebel HQ. And the title of the video is called Trump's Christian Image Eviscerated as the Bible Tears His Agenda Apart. You probably thinking like, what is this all about? Have you seen this video? If you have, you're probably one of the 28,000 people that viewed this video. And I was able to go in there. I saw it because what caught my attention is when I see a Bible and when I see something about Christian, and everything that catches my attention, no matter who it is. I want to report on it to you. So you may have seen the video or not. I encourage you to go over there and watch the full video. We're only going to show about a few minutes of it. And then we're going to get the comments afterwards to see what others had to say about this show called Trump's Christian Image Eviscerated as the Bible Tears His Agenda Apart. So I want to welcome you all here today. Again, thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to your Comments Matters here for the Church News. All right, let's get to the video, okay?
Donald Trump finally passed their big, beautiful bill. Yeah, it's beautiful. The same way a raccoon in a tuxedo is beautiful. Still trash, just dressed up.
What would Jesus do about a tax system that benefits the rich over the poor? What would Jesus do about a healthcare system that forces the sick to start GoFundMe pages to afford life-saving surgeries? What would Jesus do about an education system that ties a child's school funding to their community's property wealth? What would Jesus do about a justice system that incarcerates more people than any other country on the face of the earth? And what would Jesus do about an economic system that prioritizes profits over the health of our planet? Would he stay in his room and pray? Or would he walk into the seat of power and flip over the tables of injustice? We Christians are called to do more than charity. We are called to challenge the systems that make charity necessary.
There's Representative James Tallarico breaking it down. What would Jesus do? Jesus sure would not vote for a bill that takes food away from kids, insulin away from seniors, and gives billionaires tax breaks.
If I just started going through the Republicans that sit on this committee briefly, I would tell you that, Chairwoman, you have 112,000 people that are about to lose SNAP benefits just in your district. I would tell you that it is estimated in your state, as your senators stated, that roughly 651,982 would lose their health care. Or I would tell Rep. Fishbach that 67,000 people on SNAP, and in the entire state of Minnesota, 173 would lose their health care. I could go on with these numbers, or I could tell you about the fact that even when we look at my state, and I know that Chip Roy sits on this committee, but he's not here right now, but we have 56,000 people that are on SNAP in his district. But in the entire state of Texas, we have 1.6 million people that may lose coverage. And somehow we have 83 billionaires. And somehow they have 535 people that are speaking up for them every single day to make sure that when they get married for a second or third or fourth time, that they can go ahead and have another $50 or $60 million wedding.
And there's Representative Jasmine Crockett, always bringing the receipts. My favorite line, 83 billionaires have 535 members of Congress helping them plan their next $60 million wedding.
Whoa, hey, listen, we're going to stop it right there. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to get to the comments, and I'm sure you can't wait either. Did y'all hear all of that? Take a look. This guy, James Tallarico, guess he's a congressman in Texas there. And notice how he started out. What would Jesus do? So with all of this Christian nationalism activity talk going around, Christian, and the things that is being done to the people of the nation, he asked the question, well, what would Jesus do? with the people the poor that are getting the SNAP benefits? What would Jesus do about the poor that are getting the Medicaid benefits and everything like that? What would he do with those poor people that are getting the necessities that they need to have in this life? Because there are the poor. You got the rich, you got the middle class, and you got the poor. What are the poor to do? Wow, some great things coming out of this video. You guys don't want to miss it. And so he went on to talk about how with Louisiana, you can go check in that. And I'm from the state of Louisiana. And Louisiana was not for this bill, this big, beautiful bill. They passed a resolution for it not to go through. But we know it didn't happen because even Mike Johnson is from Louisiana. But the big, beautiful bill got passed, didn't it? So with that being said, you know what's in the bill. You know what's not in it, who is for and who is not for. Let's see what your comments have to say about all of this that's coming up on the poor person, or what's being cut from what they have been receiving over the years. Let's take a look at your comments, can we?
She's talking about Jeff Bezos.
All we've asked for.
Okay, everyone, here is it where we get to the nitty gritty of the show, where we want to hear about your comments. Now, many of you out there that's watching this show, you may not agree for what you just heard. That's fine, because that's your comment. You probably made a comment for, or you made a comment against. That's all right, because that's why your comments matters. Let's take a look at our very first commenter, coming from Mark Jarrett. Hello, Mark Jarrett. Welcome to Your Comments Matter right here on the Church News. As a fellow Texan of Representative James Tallarico, I am thankful that there are persons of faith that stand up for those that don't feel the same. Even though I feel all gods and religions were created by man, I will not infringe upon any person's personal feelings of faith. This is between you and your life. Also, having represented Jasmine Crockett's tenacity and class fighting for our constitutional causes is reassuring. So here we got a fellow Texan that's agreeing with James Tallarico. What would Jesus do? And he also agreed with his representative of Jasmine Crockett of what she was saying as well. What about you, audience? Do you agree with them? Because you know there's a lot of division in this nation today. Democrats on one side, Republicans on one side. But let me tell you something. When it comes to the poor person, we don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. We're poor and we need help. The poor man needs help. Where is he going to get it from? Who else is going to help the poor man other than those that are part of the government to go in and to ensure that they get the needed assistance that they need? Woo! Let's take a look at another comment, shall we? Let's go to Cindy Southern. Oh, Cindy, now you know you had to make a comment, okay? From the South to Cindy Southern. Welcome, Cindy. All right, Cindy says, she gives her heart. James Tallarico, he speaks truth to power. Cindy got over 67 thumbs up on that comment. So great comment. There it is right there. She said he's speaking the truth to the power. What would Jesus do? When you passed that big, beautiful bill, did any of the Christian nationalists think, what would Jesus do? I guess they did ask him, because I guess they said Jesus would kick them off, get rid of them, kick them out, take their benefits, take their Medicaid, take their SNAP, take their food stamp, take it away from the poor man, but we're going to give it to the rich man. I guess that's it. I guess they said that's what Jesus would do. All right. Okay, then let's take a look at another comment. This one is coming from Founding Fathers News. Founding Father News says there were limits. 2009 Citizens United versus FTC threw out all our campaign finance laws and our country went to hell. What you say, Founding Fathers News? Okay, so there it is right there. All this campaign finance stuff. You know how these politicians, they have campaigns and people, finance their campaigns and and everything pay to play. That's what I call it, pay to play. Okay. So Founding Fathers, you got 39 likes on that comment. Let's go and see what Cecilia Penny has to comment about. Hi, Cecilia. Welcome to Church News, because your comment matters. Cecilia says, campaign finance needs to be overhauled. No more corporate money. Thumbs up on that, Cecilia. You got 33 people that like you. You know why it should be no more campaign finances? Because it corrupts the politician, doesn't it? It corrupts them. They get into that greed mode and they'll do anything, to get that other more money from these campaign finance people that's contributing to their campaigns. So it needs to be overhauled. It needs to be, because you got these rich folks, they're paying for their policies to be in effect, and they could say, hell with the poor man, forget the poor man, we don't care about him. Hell with him. We want our money, we want our tax cuts, and we want it now. There you got it too, in that big, beautiful bill. You got it. Let's see what's going to happen to the poor man. Let's take a look at another comment. Mark Williamson says, when conservatives say that they don't want their tax dollars to pay for universal health care, I asked them why they would rather pay for insurance companies to make huge profits instead. Ooh, you only got one like on that comment, Mark. But you know what? That's a great thought. That's a great comment. That makes you think, doesn't it? You don't want to pay for universal health care, but you'll pay for these big insurance companies that's making millions and billions and billions of dollars on the poor man. On the poor man. You can't make this stuff up. Let's take a look at one last comment. All right, we're going to go down and we're going to take a look at Ghost Cat. Ghost Cat says, trillions of dollars. 3 hospitals in a city shut down in my area. Job loss and healthcare gone. The lives that would be lost is unimaginable. Oh my goodness. He got 23 likes on that. When you make changes in anything, people got to realize, what are the effects? What is the trickle down effect that's going to happen when you make this big, sudden, drastic change to the system? Someone is going to be affected, and it's going to be the poor and the sick person that's going to be affected. All right, then, everyone. Thank you all for your comments. That's going to do it for us on this show here today. So I want to give a shout out to Mark Jarrett, Cindy Southern, Founding Fathers News, Cecilia Penny, Mark Williamson, and Ghost Cat. Thank you all for your comments on this topic, because why? Your comments matter. All right, that's going to do it for us here today. And I want to also remind everyone to go over to the Bible Talk Show. Check out my friend over there. Her and I are doing a great Bible study series talking about living in God's wilderness. Check it out, and you will be blessed. All right. Okay, everyone. So I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to Your Comments Matters for the Church News. See you on the next video. God bless.